Hey, Christine Johnson Sewing Friends. So today I want to talk a little bit about plaid matching. And we're going to use some basic plaid matching techniques. There's a lot of instruction out there. If you've got a sewing book or something like that, you're going to be utilizing some of these techniques which are widely available. But I want to talk a little bit about them because I think they're important because, of course, plaid is really, really huge for this fall, and it's a great choice for your boyfriend jacket. This is a lightweight wool that we're working with here, and this is an even plaid repeat. This is not a plaid that is not even repeat, and I'm not going to talk about an uneven repeat except in the context of how you would line up the plaids no matter what you do. So we're not going to talk about the differences between them. We're just going to talk about how we would line up the plaids. So when you're working with a jacket, you want to go ahead and line up the bottom of your jacket piece, all of your jacket pieces, with a particular defining piece. In this case, I've got a red line here in the plaid. I want to go ahead and line that up along the bottom, and I'm going to cut all of my pattern pieces singly. So I'm going to cut this as a single layer. So I'm going to cut this one, and then I'm going to take the cut piece, the actual cut piece, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use that to match up all the plaid for the next piece. And then I'm going to move on down the way and kind of stack these pieces up. So you're going to basically line up all of your pattern pieces along one design or plaid yarn here that's a standout piece. In this case, I've got a red horizontal line. So all of them are going to be lined up here. But I'm going to cut out this first one, and then I'm going to use that actual cut out pattern piece, flip it over, and line up all the plaid around the edges and cut the next piece. And then I'm going to move on. As I move down, I'm going to move on down my fabric. Now, when you get to the armhole and the sleeve, it's a little bit different because you want to actually match the bottom, and it's actually easier to see here. I'm going to show you here with the top piece. You want to actually match where the garment's going to be sewed together because your sleeves are going to be moving. So what you want to do is you want to line this up down here. Once you've got your bodice pieces, what you want to do is figure out where up here where your underarm comes in, and you want to go ahead and line up your sleeve in exactly the same spot. Okay, so the sleeve would be here if I were cutting these flat, right? And then that way, when I sew this in, I'm going to have a match in this area up here, okay? Pretty close. So that's the basics of matching plaid. It's not too challenging. There's a lot of other detailed instructions about how to do it, but the trick with plaids is cut them singly. Cut this one pattern piece, take the pattern piece off, take the garment piece itself, flip it over, and line up all the plaid lines before you cut the next piece. That is, the vertical ones and the horizontal ones before you cut the next piece. You can pin them in place even to do that, and then move on to your next pattern piece. The sleeves will be the last thing that you do, and you're going to want to line up the underarms of your pattern pieces next to the sleeve to make sure that when you're doing that curve here, that the part where it's going to be attached, that these two are going to line up down here at the base. Okay, so that's what you want to do with matching plaids. That's a basic primer. Now, we're making this in a woven fabric here on this boyfriend jacket, but of course there's some absolutely fabulous knit plaids, and you should take advantage of those if you want to go ahead and make a stretch soft boyfriend jacket. So that's the basics of matching plaids, and we will see you next week for some basic construction of our boyfriend jacket. We'll also post a couple of resources in the meantime for those of you who want to sew ahead. They'll be also available on our blog post.